core, as in our core values, is really the strongest part of a person. It's the strongest part of a building. It's the thing upon which all the rest rely and connect to. For us, our core values are really that. Regardless of what the issue or the decision or the topic is, we have a place to lean against that is the fundamental foundation of who we are. Safety, people, craftsmanship, performance, and community, our core values.
This job, we have a lot of fun. Everybody jokes around, but everybody does care, and it's like, you know what? We're still killing it. We're still doing our jobs. We're being safe, and that's what I like. It's one of my favorite spots. I can come up here and watch and see what everybody's doing, and they don't know I'm watching them. Yeah, I'm watching you. There's not a balance between efficiency and safety. And I disagree with that statement. I think if you're doing them safely, you're doing them efficiently. If we take the time beforehand and sit down and walk through this, we're going to find a way to do it more efficient and to the highest safety standards. So right now at Children's, I'm safety manager for the Forest B, the new hospital wing that we're building, and I've been working on replacing generators, transferring power from new to old, and the impacts on the hospital, managing that. If they lose utility power and you don't have generator backup, then you've got life-saving equipment that doesn't have power. They're in the middle of a surgery, you know, in the ORs, and the lights go out. They don't have power. That's kind of a bad thing, right? It's been a big responsibility. At full swing, this project will probably have 200 to 300 people, you know, working on site. We want to think of everybody as one big family. Every person on that job site, even though I don't know them personally, I truly do care about their well-being. And not just because it's my job, it's just the way I feel.
Smart, collaborative, persistent, knowledgeable, takes on great problems, and she shows up, she gets her work done, she asks the right questions. When you look at the list for performance, there's so many things in here that just kind of scream Tasha.
So I'm Tasha Olson, and I am a senior project engineer on Block 20, and I manage the mechanical, electrical, plumbing, telecom, and security scopes.
There are very few people in the company that we would trust to run that magnitude of scope on that big of a project. Even doing a job of two people, she's performed at a very high level.
This is like what I consider to be the heart of the building. Really, it's the hardest part is getting all the equipment to fit into this room. Here we have a whole bunch of mechanical piping that we prefabricated and dropped in before the next deck got poured. It wasn't easy. When you look up here, you can see how close we are. We're within inches. So I always think the end game. What's the end result that we want that would be beneficial to myself, subcontractors, the design team, owners, and get to that resolution? So it's beneficial to everyone.
Well, I think her potential is definitely whatever she wants it to be. Her willingness to be a team player, I think, will get her far.
It's a great feeling to know that what you're doing is being noticed.
These architectural walls are poured up against structural walls. And basically what happened is the architect walked around the city to try and figure out what type of board form wall they wanted, compared with the old, trying to make it look new, and they came up with this crazy idea where they wanted a certain amount of fins, but not too much, so we did like 4 or 5 mock-ups. They chose this one, and we went with it.
Most of the time you're just doing flat stuff, or you're doing vertical columns or stuff like that, but since we're out here on this job and we're doing all the plaza, you know, this is not the norm.
This being the most unique wall that I've had a chance to work on, I think it really tests the guys' craftsmanship, see if they can really come up with a feasible way of doing this and making the architect's design come to life.
That's the thrill of doing our line of work. I mean, it's still concrete, but it's a different puzzle. And the more puzzles you do, it's still, you get a challenging puzzle. And I've always told, like with foremans and stuff, whenever we're getting stressed out, I remind them, we are at our best when we're up against our worst, because that's when we're really shining.
When you're presented with a challenge and you know, you're working on someone's vision and your job is to create it, you know, they've got it in their head. It's your job to build it. And when they come out, the architects, they're like, wow, it's exactly what you wanted, then, you know, you did your job. Seeing something like this, these guys who built it, they're already talking about bringing their kids through here. They're already excited about showing off their work, which they should be extremely proud of.
You know, you want a happy workforce. Happy workforce equals a better product at the end of the day. They want to see us grow and develop, and the people that become the leaders here at Sellen have worked their way up through different positions and different departments here. It's an investment to be able to take care of your people. Our team is comprised of people from all kinds of different backgrounds. Experience plays a big part in that diversity as well. And so looking for people with diverse backgrounds is an opportunity for us to kind of find new ideas and new ways of thinking about some of the same problems or roadblocks that we see here at Sellen.
My background before construction was mostly in banking and in restaurant operations. Working with Jen was amazing. It was such a positive environment, and there was always opportunities to continue to learn and grow in your role.
In January 2015, I was hired on by Jen as the receptionist at the front desk. Jen is awesome, and she's one of the biggest influencers in my development here at Sellen. Every time I had an idea of what I thought I wanted to do at Sellen, she always encouraged me, and she was my biggest advocate to be better.
People want to know that they've got support and that you're willing to listen to ideas that they might have. It's always kind of thinking about things in kind of a forward progression. You know, things can always get better, and so if everybody's on that same track, we all benefit in the end.
I think the first time I really decided that I wanted to go back to school and get my certificate to become an engineer, I was almost afraid to tell Jen that because I thought she might be disappointed or upset that eventually I'd be leaving her team, but it was the exact opposite. She was hugely supportive, so without Jen and without those people here at Sellen, I'm not sure that I would be an engineer.
Oh, I'd never imagined myself moving into an engineering role or going back to school for it, so it's definitely a long shot from where I thought it was going to be.
The last thing I would ever want to do is hold somebody back with their potential. So whether that's here at Sellen or whether that's elsewhere, you know, we want to make sure that people feel comfortable with their manager, letting them know that they're interested in other opportunities here at Sellen.
Hey, I got that 10 o'clock foreman's huddle here in just a minute. Can I pop up there right after that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
All right, cool. Bye. Community is there to pick you up when you're down. You get what you give. You take it for granted a little bit when you're young, and as you go through life, it definitely comes back around, and you really understand the value. You did a nice job. For once. Growing up on Vashon, there's always either relatives or relative of a relative that needed something done, whether it just be going and tightening up a little piece of siding or they got a drip in their roof. If you're doing good things in the community, it's going to be there to help you out when you need it, because at some point everybody's going to need that help. I came on with Sellen on Vashon, so that one was kind of near and dear to my heart. That was a great project. I get relatives, friends, and say, oh, we were at the art center, really love that building, and you know, my kid was performing on the stage, and get the actual reports from people that are enjoying the space and using it. In case you guys didn't know, end of shift tomorrow, we turn it over, so what do you got, man? I would say as a whole that our company gives back a lot of time. I've come across carpenters all the time that either are doing Habitat for Humanity, going to countries that they may have originated from, giving back there, building shelters, schools. It's encouraged that you give back and support it 100%.
Sellen's purpose is to improve the lives of those around us as builders, partners, and neighbors. We see it across the company in the way we do our work, in the way individuals engage in the relationships inside and outside the company, the relationships in the community, and the way people show up. It's inspiring to know that we've got a company full of people that are guided by things that matter and by ultimately working to improve the lives of those around us.